Hey guys, how are you doing? Today I'm going to be talking about how I experienced the Daniel fast. So today's the 1st of November and my fast ended yesterday. Yay! So today I have been eating as normal, still trying to get used to what I can and can't eat, or I can eat to be honest with you, because I've been so cautious about what I eat, what's in my food, and really not enjoying it so much, not enjoying the food so much, but more so focusing on God. So let's talk about my days 15 to 21 of the Daniel fast. Um, in terms of like how I found the fast, it was okay. Eating, fruits, vegetables, nuts, was not so bad. It was hard because it's not what I've been used to, and to do it for 3 weeks, you really have to be disciplined and you have to be looking at the ingredients in food. I wasn't using like, sauces and things like that because sometimes there'd be sugar in it. So I'd look out for every ingredient in whatever product I was using. And it was very difficult because in most products out there, there is a lot of sugar, a lot of salt, and all of that kind of stuff. I noticed that because of the way I was eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, I didn't really feel thirsty because a lot of the water that I was eating was coming from the fresh fruits and the vegetables and obviously the watermelons and all of that. So that was interesting. I also noticed that I felt the need to add salt to my food because it wasn't very tasty. And I know on the Daniel fast, you have to be very minimal in how much salt you put into your food. But what I found was that in normal food, everyday food, processed food, there's so much salt, right? So the fact that I was getting no salt whatsoever, I felt the need to add salt to my food. And even that would have never been as much as the salt that's in processed food. So that was also interesting. The fact that I wasn't craving so much water because I wasn't taking in so much salt. I was just having a lot of natural things. So again, that was really interesting. It really purges your body, really purifies your body. I did lose a little bit of weight, but not much that I could tell. I noticed it on the scales, but looking at myself, I felt like I hadn't lost much weight. So again, that was interesting. I was really trying to have a balanced diet. I was trying to balance my meals to make sure I was getting a bit of everything. And so that was the food aspect of it. Now, the spiritual aspect of it was that God really opened my eyes to a few things. I think the number one thing was the ways of this world, being that a lot of what we see, there is underlying things that go behind it. So what do we idolize in our lives? You may see somebody who has a big house, a lovely car, and looks financially, wealthy and all of this, and they seem happy and they're able to do all these things. But at the same time, you don't know how they've come about that. Okay. Just like the movie industry, just like the music industry, you don't know what is behind that. And actually, what is behind that is a lot of demonic spirits. And so we need to be mindful about what we're seeing and just believing to be just something that anybody can achieve, when actually it has been achieved through the help of the demonic or demon side of things. Okay. So God can indeed provide everything for us. He absolutely can. And we need to go to God for the things that we need or we want. And we also need to take action and put in the work and do it genuinely, faithfully, in a pure manner. And so that was one of the biggest things, because now when I see things happening, I see a lot of these celebrities out there. I see them dressing in a particular way and trying to make their followers want what they have and all this kind of stuff. It's all not in a good way, right? It's not all in a good way, because the main things in life right now is that you have God in your life. You have accepted Jesus Christ. You're walking in him. You are being shielded by him and protected by him, so that everything you do is covered. Okay. And then also that you are working in the kingdom, as in like you are showing your fruits of having the Holy Spirit in you, and then also just being the light, making people see God through you. Okay, you don't necessarily have to go to people and say, "Oh, I'm a Christian," or "Oh, Jesus." You don't, because sometimes people will know it already. All right, those people that sense your spirit, sometimes it's because you've got the Holy Spirit and they know it. So sometimes it's not always about being high and mighty and, oh, I'm this and I'm a Christian, so I don't do this and I look down. No, just the way you carry yourself, the way you respect others, the way you are kind to people, the way you speak to people, the way you trust God to lead you and show you things. All of those kind of things add to people wanting to know more about you, being curious, or even knowing before you've told them. Okay, so that was a major thing for me, and I don't think I can unsee it. Okay, God showed me about the music industry and, you know, people selling their souls, all those kind of things, and I cannot unsee it now. When I see all these people like getting killed and dying and all this kind of stuff at such early ages, and, you know, it really is not something that you want to be a part of. This whole hype, it's not, you know, it's not what you want to be a part of, basically. And so God really checked me on that, the fact that sometimes we see things and we're like, oh, I would love that, or, you know, but is that for you? Is that for you? Go after what you genuinely love, not because you see somebody else have it. You know, why would you want a 10-bedroom house? Why would you need that? Would you be able to sleep in every room? No. So maybe you would want a bigger house, yes, but something that would suit you, that would match you. Be specific to your needs, not to what you see out there. Don't want those boots because you saw a celebrity wear it. If you generally like it, you think, oh, it will suit me because of my dresses, or then that's fine. But don't want things because of what other people have. Basically, that's how he checked me. So that's one. I think also God gave me clarity and kind of revealed to me how I could achieve two major things on my prayer or request list. And it's actually very doable. I know how I'm going to do it. I know how I'm going to achieve it. And it's a matter of taking action. So that was really nice to see, because everything is there. Everything is there already. So all I need to do is just take that action and do whatever I need to do in order to get it. So that's major, proper major. I would say as well, another thing is that I feel closer to God. I feel the Holy Spirit moving in my life a lot more, a lot stronger. And I feel so much stronger and so much more empowered because of doing this fast. I was reading the book of Daniel whilst I was fasting. I was also doing some plans. And one of the things I've never really taken the time to read properly or to understand properly, or something that I needed clarity on, but I never sought that clarity, was Nebuchadnezzar's dream. And guys, I always pronounce his name wrong. Nebuchadnezzar, you know, the king Nebuchadnezzar. So what I used to believe was that he had a dream and he wanted somebody to interpret that dream. And what I always thought was that he told the astrologists, the sorcerers, the enchanters, the magicians, what the dream was, and he wanted them to interpret the dream. And I always thought to myself, if he's told them the dream and he wants them to interpret it, how will he know what is the right interpretation? How will he know that that interpretation is actually true to the dream that he had? And then I thought maybe the Holy Spirit would show him which interpretation was correct. But actually, it didn't go like that. So King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream. He went to the magicians, the enchanters, the sorcerers, the astrologists, and said to them, I want you to be able to tell me what my dream was about. I had a dream yesterday or last night, and I want you to tell me what the dream is, number one. And then the second thing is what the dream meant. Okay. And then that's when the astrologers answered, well, how can we tell you what the dream means if you don't tell us what the dream was? Okay. And so it shows how smart and clever King Nebuchadnezzar was, because obviously if you tell somebody a dream, they could just make whatever up. Okay. So he told them they wasn't able to tell him what dream he had, and they wasn't able to tell him obviously the interpretation because they didn't know the dream. But Daniel asked him to just give him some time, and then he would go to God and God would reveal, if he wished, what the dream was and then how it would be interpreted. And actually, indeed, God did tell him the dream, and God did indeed interpret the dream. And from this, what it showed me was that so many things. The first thing is that there is no one like our Father. There is no one like our Father in heaven. No one. The power he holds is incomprehensible. And if we think we can gain knowledge from astrology and sorcerers and magicians and all this kind of stuff, it's not. It's not possible. Like, nothing exceeds the power and authority of God. And that's what this chapter revealed to me. And so, in times where we need answers, where we need direction, where we need guidance, where we need clarity, it is God that we need to go to, right? It is God that we need to go to, not to anything else. And also the fact that sometimes you don't have to give answers straight away. You can go to God and give it time. Give it time. All the things I was asking for my Daniel fast were not all answered. And I'm okay with that because I know everything will happen in God's time. But he did reveal two major things that I know I can take, like, move forward with right now. Okay? And the other thing is that we don't need anybody but Jesus Christ to have that connection to God. We don't. And the Holy Spirit is with us to show us and guide us and tell us which direction we need to go in. We don't need anybody else to tell us what we need to do. God can do that. Okay. And I have always been the person that thought other people might know more than me. Other people might be able to do something that I couldn't do. And the truth of the matter is that there's nothing you can't do. And a lot of the time you could do things better than a lot of other people can. You just have to believe in yourself and believe that God can give you the strength and the ability to do that. And I guess the last thing it told me was that, or it made me realize, was that we need to have our own relationship with God. Okay. It really is about having that connection and having that relationship with God. It really is. And he will reveal so many things to us. So yeah, my Daniel fast was very, very powerful. I've got goosebumps as I'm talking about this right now, just because of the fact that I know how true what I'm saying is. And I want you to know that if you do want to get closer to God, and if you do need direction, if you do need answers, do a Daniel fast. Do it. It's so worth it. It's very challenging. And it really takes your focus off the food and onto God. And it really allows you to see things that you probably didn't see before. And that happened to me on so many occasions, not only with this verse in not only with this chapter in Daniel, not only in this chapter in the book of Daniel, but then also with the world, in the world that we live in, and also having the Holy Spirit guide me, and also knowing what I need to do to achieve some of the things that I wrote on my list. So if you want that guidance that only God can give you, then do a Daniel fast. In the midst of it, make sure you are praying. Make sure you're doing a plan on the 21 day. Make sure that you're keeping positive and focused, and you are asking God for the things that you want on a continuous basis. You're reading over it, and then you're also seeking his voice. You are meditating after you read his word and after you pray. All those kind of things will really add to your experience of the Daniel fast. So did I enjoy it? Absolutely. And I'm grateful that I did it. Will I do it again? Absolutely, yes. And was it worthwhile? 100%. As I'm speaking, I have literally got goosebumps, and I cannot explain why, but I have. So I just want to leave this with you, that you will know if you need to do the Daniel fast. You will know if you are feeling called to do it. And if you are, go for it. And don't cut corners. Just do as well as you can do. Nobody's here to judge you anyway. And that is it, really. So that's where I'll end my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen my previous videos, definitely go back and look at my Daniel fast playlist, where I have my previous videos there. And I hope to see you again soon. Now, if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to my channel. Definitely comment. Definitely click that bell. And I will see you again very soon. Take care. Bye.